Hello, everybody. Brett Mix here. Today, I wanted to do a new series on deceased wrestlers, and I'm going to start with one that we had just this past February 2nd in 2023. It's been a tough year for wrestler deaths thus far. Let's hope it doesn't continue that way. I wanted to talk about the younger brother of the Macho Man Randy Savage. That's, of course, Leaping Lanny Poffo, the genius, otherwise just known as Lanny Poffo. He was born in Calgary, Alberta, which is surprising to me. That's where the Hearts are from, and that's 3 hours from where I was born in St. Albert, Alberta. But even though his brother and him grew up in Downers Grove, Illinois, I'm not going to give a whole biography for Lanny Poffo, but I just wanted to touch on a few things, share some interesting facts, and then talk about how he died to pay respect for him, because we all know how the WWE picks and chooses who they go on the ramp for, and it's too bad they couldn't. One life isn't more important than another life, so it's too bad that they couldn't do it. But I understand they can't do it, or else they'd be up there every week. Um, but Lanny, he had a career going for him before he ever joined the WWF. Much like his brother Randy Savage, he uh, he was at his father's promotion, Angelo Poffo, and his father has the all-time sit-up record, and his brother's the Macho Man. So it's kind of hard not to be in the shadow of those two. That would be a difficult job, especially if you're in the same profession. So, but I think Lanny did well. He between 1974 and 1984, he wrestled names like Roddy Piper, Buddy Landell, Rick Rude, Fuji, Lou Thez, Terry Funk, Adrian Adonis, the Rock and Roll Express, and the Midnight Express when he teamed with his brother Randy Savage as Leaping Lanny Poffo. Um, he later in life he stuck to the poetry because he was the genius in the WWF. He did poems on staying healthy and saying no to drugs. So it's really surprising that he died at 68. His brother died at ventricular fibrillation, which is a heart disease, cardiac arrhythmia, and that's how Macho Man died on May 20th, 2011, at 58. And Lanny lived to be 10 years older. He died at 68 on February 2nd, 2023, in New York City. Um, so that's how Lanny passed. So it might have been something within the family. Lanny had a podcast in 2018, 2019 with a number of wrestlers, so you could go online and search for that. Even search for some of his earlier matches in the 70s and 80s. They're on YouTube, and they're quite the watch. He was really ahead of his time. He got a lot of. I wanted to say this. He got a lot of heat on the internet because of the whole Hall of Fame issue with his brother. Uh, if you don't know the story, I'll just say it. Try and put it quick in a nutshell. They were out for dinner one night. Randy Savage, his father, and Lanny, and the Von Erichs. They found out the Savage, the Poffos found out that the Von Erichs were getting inducted. So the Macho Man Randy Savage at the dinner said, "If the Von Erichs are going in, so are the Poffos." That was a terrible impression, but anyway. So he said that to Lanny, and Lanny took those words to the grave pretty much, because when Macho Man died, Lanny said no to the WWE because we're getting in as a family. So a lot of podcasters, but this is what I mean when I say he got heat on the internet. They thought Lanny was just trying to get in himself, or he made the conversation that Randy Savage said to be bigger than it was. I believe Lanny, and Lanny even had his mother Judy come on and talk about if he's a liar or not. And no, like it was just funny to hear his mother defend him. No, I've never known you to be a liar. I remember hearing that podcast. And anyway, Lenny proved his point. He wasn't lying, but he did ironically end up getting him in the Hall of Fame. He was the reason, because he said, "Well, it's more important, the Macho Man or the Macho Fan?" And a lot of fans like me wanted to see him in, and I'm sure you too. And rightfully that happened in 2015. But I'm glad there was closure there. I don't write poetry, or else I'd give him a poem. But I do want to say rest in peace and thanks for the memories. It's important to recognize any wrestler, especially one that has such a history of the business and was underappreciated, underrated a lot of the time. So he will be missed. And I'll say something from one of his speech when he inducted his brother. He said, "Life's too short to hold a grudge. It's time for us to heal." So those are words to live by. All right. If you want to see more topics on deceased wrestlers and other things from the history of wrestling to live wrestling reviews, you can hit like and subscribe. This one was for Lanny Poffo, so rest in peace. I'm Brett Mix. We'll see you on the next one.